United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
Morning, gang. It's Saturday morning, Saturday the 28th of November 2020. Welcome along to our Saturday United Kingdom Talk, coming to you live from Television Centre here in Royal Berkshire. Morning, gang. Hope you're well today. Already messages are pouring into the studios of United Kingdom Talk, boys and girls. Two ways of contacting me. You can either do it by text message up there in the top left-hand side of the corner, 07551 259 675, or you can do it by email, which is just underneath me there. There is also, at your request, a chat box open, but that is only for you and not for me. I won't be seeing any of the messages that come into me, just so that you can talk to each other and cuss me, as I know you like to do, some of you boys and girls. All right, my loves. Shall I start with the messages that have come in to me first this morning? Michael Parman, good morning to young Michael. Morning to you, sir. Michael says, have a blessed weekend. Oh, yeah. That's made me feel holy, Michael. Holy, holy, holy. Depending on your religion, of course. Hello. And all religions, all races, all colours and creeds are very welcome to this show. Especially you. Exactly, yes. So Michael Parman says, have a blessed weekend. Thank you, Michael. Good morning to Jeff. Jeff and Linda in the house this morning. Good morning to Jeff and Linda. Thanks so much. A couple of photos for you on the show today. Diane Jebb joins us. Good morning, young Diane. Jason Hughes joins us. Good morning, Jason. Diane's always there in the morning, aren't you? Wherever I am, you're there. Are you a stalker? I've had a few stalkers over the years. I kid you not. It's not funny, you know. You think it's nice at first, and then it goes. You realise they won't go. Don't go. Don't go. What's that song? Is it Communards? Oh, I can't remember now. Don't go, Yazoo. That's it, Yazoo. Morning to Paul in Cornwall. Who says it's sunny but cold in Cornwall. Where there's a slight bit of mist outside at the moment. Can you see? I think you probably can, actually. Oh, a moment, please. Incorrect cameras. There you go. No, it's not too bad. As you can see, it's clouded over out there at the moment. But, yeah, it'll be all right once I get walking a little bit later on. I shall be going on one of my walks a little bit later on. And morning to Gary Ross, who says, what a way to start the weekend with the world-famous show Big Lad. World-famous show Big Lad. How do you know? Have you been talking to someone? Pardon? Morning, Gary. And he says, thanks for making our Saturdays start with a bang. Oh, I'd desperately love to be banged. I really would. And good morning to George Bond, who had a nice birthday. Did you have a nice birthday, George? What did you do? Did your nan get you something nice? And what about your little friend? Your niece? Oh, Lily. Did she get you a nice present? What did she get you? Birthdays are nice, aren't they? Especially when you're younger, you know. You get all these presents and love from all over the place. Love. Talking of presents, have you got your Christmas presents yet? Huh? Be careful if you give a live pet. Remember, a dog is for Christmas. Yeah, so don't marry one, guys. Thanks very much. So once again, gang, 07551 259 675, or use the email there, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, if you want to contact me at all there, okay? And good morning to Shania and Simon in the house this morning. Morning, Shania and Simon. She was very busy at the church yesterday, working on the sound. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. Hey, can you hear me? Hello, can you, is this well? Hello? Testing. Was it a bit like that at the church yesterday? You do get these people, they go, 1, 2, 1. You don't need to do that. Do you know how I used to test a microphone? I'd go up to it, I'd go, 1, like that, and then I'd do this. Because there's I don't know what you call it, actually. There's a certain sound which tells you that you've got too much top in there, too much treble. If it goes, it's not right. You've done something wrong. That's all I go, and that's all I do. People think it's raining in a venue. They think the rain's coming. What's all I can hear? It's pitter-patters of rain. Tip, tip, top, little April showers. Remember, pets are for life, not for Christmas. And I mentioned pets because our lead... Look at that. Sliding easily into the first story today. How fantastic is that? Eh? Sliding, darling. Sliding. And I didn't even need any K. Doesn't matter anyway. Yes, there's a dog story today. Look at this. I kid you not. All right, I might have expanded on the word eat there. Not quite eaten. But the Daily Star is reporting, and it comes complete with one of those messages, warning, disturbing content. As soon as I see words like that come up in a newspaper or on the telly, I'm glued to it. Aren't you? As soon as they say images or videos may cause distress to some viewers, I'm glued to that television. I can't wait. What's going to happen now? Are we going to see someone blow up in hundreds of pieces somewhere? Is someone going to jump off a large mounting into a water and smash their head open on the rocks? I'm glued to that telly. Glued. Absolutely. I can't get off the telly. Say this is the telly screen, right? I can't get off. I'm glued to it. It's a bit like that. So anyway, that says this in the Daily Star this morning. Disturbing content, it says. These images, the one I just showed you a moment ago, let me just put that on there for you. This image was taken at the hospital in Sambhau, Uttar Pradesh in India on Thursday, November the 26th, after a girl reportedly died in a car accident. Poor girl. A stray dog has been seen eating the abandoned body of this little girl as it lay on a stretcher in a hospital morgue. Oh my God, you're not even safe when you're dead now, are you? And you're not, that's true. You die. It's terrible, really, when you think about it. At the moment, I'm probably pretty safe here, I'm in my little room, my door's closed downstairs, got neighbours around, got wild cats and bats and things like that flying around, protecting our Royal Berkshire television studio complex. Everything's here. It's wonderful. But when you're dead, it's a different thing altogether. Very dangerous to be dead. People start shoving you in ovens and burying you in the ground. There's been a couple of blokes been on a boat, died on the boat. They just push you into the sea. It's dangerous to be... I'm telling you, it's so dangerous to be dead. Some people sign forms, right? And they die in hospital. Then they start cutting bits out of you with a knife, dear, and giving them to other people. What's all that about? Terrifying, dear. You'd die if you saw what happened to you when you were dead. And other people, they cut your head off, right? They pull your bits out like that, saw off, saw the head, pull that bit off there, and then they start slicing it on those meat machines like they used to have in Sainsbury's years ago. And they're going to have a quarter of ham, please. And they get this bit of ham, and this wheel goes around, blade going around and round like that it is, right? And then they push the ham on. A slice comes off. A slice, another slices keep. They do that to your brain in hospitals, and then they cut bits off with a knife and put it under a microscope. Dangerous. Don't leave. If you don't want that to happen, don't leave your body to medical science, dear. They are. As soon as the moment you that noise. That means you're dead. Apparently, it's the croak of death. I think it goes like that. I've actually heard it myself. Although there's been one or two people over the years that I might have fallen asleep with in my bed that have made very similar noises. Both ends. It's awful. Anyway, back to this story here. These disturbing images, I'll show you it once again, just in case we've got people arrived late today. You know what people are like. They're not very, not responsible. Not very regular, are they? Is that the word? Regular? No, that's to do with going to the toilet, isn't it? They're not very... they don't turn up on time. I can't remember what the word is now. But these disturbing images, there we go, were taken in India. In the clip, it's a video clip, which I can't show you. In the clip, the animal can be seen standing on its hind legs as it peeks its head under the white cloth covering the body in an isolated part of the hospital. A cleaner and attendant have since been suspended by the hospital after the horrifying incident. I'm now going to do a horrified look for you. Anyone want a screen grab of that? No, nice and quickly. You ready? Here comes my horrified look. Okay. The girl's family have been left fuming following the incident. Well, I'm sure they would be. I'd be... If I was dead and something tried to eat me because you've put me in the wrong place, I'd be fuming. Before they start cutting bits off and shoving them under microscopes. Do you want to know what... They come up to you in the hospital. They come up to you in the hospital, you know, when someone's not very well and perhaps they've gone, and they say, would you like to know what they died of? No, they're dead. Leave them alone. The body of the girl was left unattended, and a political party in India tweeted the video calling for strict action to be taken and given its condolences to the heartbroken family. Isn't that awful? God's sake. Not even safe when you're dead, are you? I see some messages coming in here. Let's just read some of those. Shania says she's very busy at the church. The battery died just after the mass. Thanks very much. Stephen Petty, by the way, someone is watching for Super Chats today. So if you send one in, I will get a message and they will tell me. So... Oh, hang on. Sorry, I moved faders. Just a moment. 79 pence super chat from Stephen Petty. Thank you very much, Stephen. Very kind of you to send a small tip this morning. Thank you, Stephen. And good morning to Gary Butler this morning. Morning, Gary. He'll be here as long as he can, won't you, Gary? Thank you, Gary. Morning to Fran Green. Dick Emery is on Sunday at 9:30 on Channel 5. I don't know who sent that. There's no name at the top of that, but Dick Emery, 9:30 on Channel 5. Oh, I love him. I must not forget that. I'm going to put that in big letters somewhere. That's it. It's so important. It's going to go on my calendar here. Look how busy I am, dear. Busy. Don't be sitting at home doing nothing all the time. 9:30 Sunday. Is that the 29th? 9:30. Dick Emery. Oh, I really look forward to that. Sunday. Dick. Dick at 9:30 on Sunday. Oh, I look forward to that, dear. I wonder if that involves Mark Bowles at all, but we'll have to see. 9:30 on Sunday, Dick Emery. Okay, my loves. Thank you, whoever sent that through there. Much appreciated there. We do like that. Do like that very much. One of my favourite things to see on the telly. Incidentally, gang, I'll be doing just one Sunday radio show tomorrow as well. The radio station I'm on now, reachonair.com, various times at the moment, but I've got the 10 o'clock slot soon in a couple of weeks' time, okay? I'll be on there tomorrow between 12 midday and 1 o'clock. All right, so that's reachonair.com. It's music and chat, if you haven't heard it before. Reachonair.com. You can also get it on a smart speaker. If you have a look at the reachonair.com website, it tells you how to get it on the smart speaker. Google and Siri, I think you just ask them to play Reach on Air. With Amazon, you have to enable the skill Reach on Air, in the little app. And then you just tell the speaker, Amazon, play Reach on Air, and it should play it. Sometimes it might play you Reach for the Stars or Reach by S Club 7. You just tell it to stop and then speak more clearly. No, you can't be mumbling, dear. Don't be mumbling, dear. All right, don't be mumbling. Morning to Mark Bowles. Good morning, young Mark Bowles. Hi, Chris. Hope you are well. I hope you're well as well, Mark. Are you looking forward to Christmas, darling? what little gift are you giving me today? Or what big gift? More likely, I hope so, darling. Good morning to Heidi. Good morning to Heidi. Lots of little love hearts from Heidi. Thank you, Heidi. Rachel says you can still burp and fart when you're dead. As the corpses are moved, it expels the air trapped inside. Well, I possibly am dead already then, Rachel, because that's happening now. I noticed in particular, it seems to happen if I get up for a wee during the night. I usually wake up about 5 or 6 o'clock for a wee, right? And as I get out of it, goes straight away. Isn't that funny? Isn't that awful? It seems, I'm sure that never used to happen when I was younger. It's as we get older, we seem to fill up with air, which is odd because of the amount of air that comes out of my mouth. You wouldn't think there'd be any left, would you? Do you know what I mean? Does that happen to you, Rachel, at all? Oh dear. Fran's going into tier 3, aren't you, my love? Yes, as indeed is Rachel. And my sister and my nephew, they're all up in tier 3 up there. And Heidi Young as well, of course, who's really suffered from COVID. She has really suffered, her and her husband. They're in a caravan on my caravan site. They picked it up, they think, from a trip out to a pub. They think that's the only place they think they could possibly have picked it up from. And they are still suffering from that now. It's not a quick thing, you know. It's not a quick thing at all, this COVID, for some people. Thank you, Paul in court. Yes, I did indeed, Paul. Thank you. Let me just scroll down there a little bit. George Bonds, for my birthday present, my sister, my brother-in-law, and Lily, and Ethan, and Noah. Right. Oh, an Xbox One. Ooh, that's a computer game, isn't it? Xbox One. I don't really know much about computer games, George. I assume that's just, is that the very first Xbox? That's good, isn't it? Have you got some games as well? Lovely. Well, that'll keep you busy, won't it, my darling? Let me just scroll down a little bit here. Do see your messages, my love. We've done that one there. Diane Jeb. Okay, and back to the top. It's Ray Reynolds sending the Dick Emery message. Thanks very much, Ray. I certainly will be watching that. Hopefully live. I'm really looking forward to that, Dick Emery. If you haven't seen Dick Emery, George Bonds, you won't have seen Dick Emery. It will make you laugh. I know it will make you laugh. Sunday night, Channel 5, colour, at 9:30. Dick Emery. Watch him. All right? George, if you want a little insight into what it's all about, okay? I'm glad Mark's here as well. I've got a dream, Mark, another dream, which you can decipher because you're good at dreams, aren't you? Okay? Yes. Yes, if you want a little insight into... Excuse me a moment. If you want a little insight into Dick Emery, just look him up on YouTube, George. Dickemery. All right, darling? All right? Not our Heidi. Give my love from the other Heidi. Now... You say in your message, it's not that Heidi, it's the other Heidi. But it might be easier if you give me a surname as well, then I know who I'm talking to, because I don't. I don't think that's Heidi Young. I'm not quite sure which Heidi it is I'm talking to. Good morning to Maureen. Hello to Maureen, who's missing us. Miss you as well, Maureen. I hope at some point we'll be able to do the karaoke again. God knows when, though. Shania on the Isle of Wight is in tier 1. Just saying, because they're good people there. Tier 1. No one's being naughty people. I'm not surprised with Shania on the island. She'll have you, mate. She'll have you. Right. Can I tell you this dream, then? As we've got Mark Bowles, I assume he's still there at the moment. Here's my latest dream. Now, the thing is with dreams, right? Can I just open my window a moment, please? I'm a little bit warm in here. Just a moment. There we are. Is that heating still on? I think the heating might still be on. I'm very warm in here. I get warm with all the computers and things going on in here. Talking of computers, I still haven't sorted out that hesitation problem that I've got with the computer. You may have noticed, those of you with us right at the beginning will have noticed the music was stuttering a little bit. I cannot get to the bottom of that problem. I've tried all sorts of things. Scans, virus scans, malware scans, resetting stuff. I even reset a Winstock thing, which has made no difference at all. Can I just see if I don't want my heating on if I've got the window open, do I? No, it's off now. Good, thank God for that. We can't be wasting money, dear. Can't be wasting money. Right. Oh, Mark, there we go. A big parcel is on its way to you. I don't mind Christmas. This is a bit of farce. This is a bit of farce. Going to catch you today. Hope you and the family are great. Right, Mark, let me tell you this dream. As I was going to say, the thing is with dreams, when you wake up for them, you've got to write them down straight away. Otherwise, you forget them. If you're really lucky, you might remember one or two little bits of it. Okay, but you won't remember the whole thing. So when I have a dream that is quite vivid, I now pick up my phone, put it on quickly, and type it in. Here's the dream that I had yesterday. So last night, not last night, the night before. Okay, here's the dream I had, and I woke up at about 7 o'clock after this. You ready? Right. So I'm on my bike. I'm on my bicycle in a town that I don't know that well, but I know how to get to the sorting office, the post office. So say that's the town, okay? I'm coming from that way, and I know the post office is there, and I can get there that way, right? But for some unbeknown reason, I thought I'll do a bit more exercise, and I'll go round and go in the back end. Well, I've tried to go round and go in the back end, but I can't find it. Can't find this post office for love of money. I'm reading this from my notes. Oh, we're all prepared here. It's not amateur. It's not amateur. Where can you see this? It's not amateur, is it? I'm not standing there with an iPhone like that. It's all proper, you know, in here. So I've gone round, can't find it. So then I see a car, and there's a woman in a car, and I stop and ask the lady in the car, can you tell me how to get to the post office? And I tell her I usually can find it if I come in from the other direction, but I'm coming in this direction, and I don't know how to get there. She's Irish accent for some reason. I immediately tell this lady that my nan was a Ryan, indicating to her that she was Irish as well. All right, so I told this Irish lady my nan was a Ryan. Told her I'm looking at a map on the phone, but not very good with maps. Tell her I usually come from another direction and I know how to get there that way, but not this way. She then asked to look at the phone. Show me the phone, she says, which I then hand over to her, right? She gets the phone and immediately starts driving off with my phone. Okay? So I'm now hanging on to a car door that's open with my bike dragging along behind me sideways. So the back wheel is dragging while the car's driving off. Okay? And then, and I don't know how, I seem to end up in the back seat of the car, and there are two girls in there. Young girls, about 12 years old. And they're just sitting there laughing. Okay? The lady who's got my phone, who's driving the car, isn't nasty. She's not coming across as nasty at all. Right? She's not coming across as nasty. But every time I say, can I have my phone back, she hands me a phone. But it's not mine. She's got all these phones in a bag, and she keeps handing me these phones, but none of them are mine. Can I have my one, please? And then anyway, after getting a few phones, I quietly dial the police, 999. I dial the police, 999, right? And I can hear the police on the phone, but I don't want to talk, because then she'll be able to see that I'm talking to the police, okay? So, and I can hear that I'm pushing 5. Beep, beep. Okay, we'll put you through to someone else. Okay. And if she says, if you don't answer within 45 seconds, we'll put you through to someone else. Beep, beep. I'm going like that on my phone, right? Eventually, I pick up the phone and I say, hello, is that the police? Okay. At this point, she stops the car. Okay. She's seen what's going on. She stops the car. And she's got her bag. I grab the bag of all the mobile phones. She then grabs the bag back. I grab the car keys. So she can't go anywhere now. I've now got these car keys. But when I grabbed them, I pulled my hand back and accidentally hit one of the young girls that was in the car with me. The woman now falls over. She's fallen over. I still can't find the phone. Then my alarm goes off and I wake up. There we are. What do you reckon? Anyone? Anyone want to have a go at that one? Anyone do dreams? I know it's very well documented, but if you want to remember a dream, right? Doesn't matter how tired you are, the moment you wake up from that dream, you've got to grab your phone or a notepad and pen and write it down if you want to talk to someone about it. Because within 5 minutes, it's gone and you will not remember it. What do you reckon on that one? There's one for you. Let's have a look. Well, if it isn't Heidi Young, it's Heidi Oliver. There we are, dear. Now, why aren't you... yeah, it just says Heidi on there. That's why, Heidi. Let's just rename you, dear. So I know it's you in future. Dun, 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 Heidi. There we are. You've now been renamed, Heidi. So that I know it's you in future when you text in, my darling, all right? George says he has seen Dick Emery, and I do like it. Yeah, it's very, very funny, Dick Emery. It's what you call old school comedy, you know. Very sadly, it has to be said, and you probably know this, a lot of the people on... a lot of the characters that he plays on there would no longer be allowed by the BBC because they're so worried about upsetting everyone. You know, for example, the gay character... Oh, hello, hunky tunks, how are you? That is very funny. Very, very funny. All those characters. And you got the lady who was the very sexy girl we used to dress up as. Oh, you are awful, but I like you. That wouldn't be allowed now, because I suppose that would be considered sexist. And it's just pathetic. Oh, have you seen the latest McDonald's thing? Right? They're all up in arms. Not everyone. Probably actually a very tiny minority of people. They're up in arms. McDonald's jerk chicken sandwich is culturally inappropriate. And you just throw your eyes up to heaven, don't you, with all this old crap, dear? Oh, Christ. It's a bleeding sandwich, mate. It's a chicken sandwich. Why do they have to get so up and aerated about it? I really don't know. Anyway, there we are. I've got a new gadget. Yes, new gadget. Look at these. Wireless earbuds. It's fantastic. I can now walk around when I'm on my walks and in the forest and litter collecting. Keep Britain tidy. Perhaps I should do a new channel. Keep Britain tidy. And just film items of rubbish left all over the place. Now I can walk around and they come in a little box like this. Wait till you hear the price. Wait till you hear the price of these. Look. And this is the charging box, you see. Charging box. No lights on because they are charged. Right? This is actually also a battery. Right? So you plug this in. I believe this box will charge them up 4 times. And then you have to charge the box up. And can you see there's a little... There it is. Little thing there. Right? Look at this. My brother-in-law's, if he's watching this, he's probably thinking to himself, you should have done a video of this unboxing. I could still do it, actually, I suppose, really, couldn't I? I could put it all back together again. Anyway, so you open this little thing here. There's a little socket there. Right? You plug your thing in there and a plug in the wall. And that charges the battery box up. And then when you open it, look, when you open it here, look. Look, there they are. Earbuds. There's a right one and a little light come on there, look. Little right one there. You put them in here like this. And a left one. She's just said in my ear, right channel and left channel. And they stay in your ears. Unfortunately, it makes everything else around you. Where's that music coming from there? Oh, is it coming through? Yeah. Can you hear that or not? I can sit here and listen to music now while I'm talking to you and you can't hear it. How fabulous is that? But of course, these are now connected to my phone. And it's just playing. And look, no wires. And it's fab. Anyway, that's how they work. So we've got to just turn these off, I think. And you turn them off by touching them and holding it for a couple of seconds. And it'll say off. Power off, she says. Power off. There you go. And you put them back in here and they start charging straight away. Let me show you the lights on here. These are fab, right? The little red lights indicate that the things are charging now. And you see those two blue lights there, right? That's the charging state of the box. Now, there are 4 blue lights on there. So, as you can see, that is discharging now. Sorry, when it gets down to 0, there's no power left in there. And not only that, it's see-through, so you can see the little lights on there. Aren't they fantastic? Right? So, they connect straight to here or any other Bluetooth device. It was extremely easy to set up, I have to tell you. The Apple versions of those, my mate has a pair. £250 for Apple iPod ear things. £250. Those, £23.99. Thank you very much. Absolute bargain. Ding! Fantastic news. Fantastic. And these, I've used them yesterday. And what did I listen to? Well, myself, of course. It's fabulous being able to listen to myself as I'm walking around outside. I listen to myself. There's a couple of people that are also on Reach on Air who I think are extremely talented people. There's one bloke called Adam Croft. And it's funny. I was on the radio with him about 12, 13, 14 years ago or something like that. And I haven't spoken to him for that length of time. And I rejoined Reach on Air because I have been on there before, twice. Actually, I did a couple of stints. And then, you find other things to do, so you leave it and start doing something else. And so it's the third time I've been on there now. And Adam Croft, I last spoke to about 13 or 14 years ago. And it's weird. I rejoined the station, looked for him, and we literally picked up from where we left off. Isn't it funny? And I've done that a few times with people where you haven't seen them for, 10, 15 years. And you say, well, how are you today? And it's like you've never been parted from conversation. Funny, isn't it, really? So there you go. If you want to get a good Christmas present for someone, I would recommend that. £24. That's not going to break the bank, is it, eh? And once you charge them up, it says it's between 2 and 3 hours of playing time before you need to recharge them. I think they're fantastic. Heidi says she's got a pair of earbuds. Mine cost me £23.99. There you go. See? Absolute bargain. Why would you spending that? Why would you spend all that money on like Apple earphones? £250. Unbelievable. What's that there? Right, okay. Now, what else have we got here then today? No one's come back to me about that dream, have you? Oh, I forgot the emails. I haven't done emails, have we? Good morning to Denise. Morning, Denise Andrews, up in Lincolnshire. Good morning, Denise, who says, Chris, dreams always have messages. From what I get from that is travel, which obviously you can't do at the moment to see your family and can only communicate through your phone. Irish link is family from Denise. So thank you very much for that, Denise. Could be one of the things I haven't done is travelled around much. No, that's incorrect. I've travelled to some wonderful places, but I haven't really enjoyed travelling. I can't stand the whole flying and being on a plane. Doesn't matter if you're in the posh seats or the cheap seats. I still hate flying. I can't stand it, But there are places I'd like to see. I would like to see, for example, the Taj Mahal in India and see how people live there. The Russian, what's that called? The things with the coloured roofs in Russia. It's like their houses. I think it might be their houses of parliament, or it might be a cathedral or something like that in Moscow. You know the one I mean, don't you? all these beautiful coloured roofs. Even China. I'd like to visit some of these places, really. I don't know what I'd eat in some of these places, though, because, I'm really funny with food. Not really keen on too much foreign food, really. Okay. Good. Right. Now, what else have we got here? I've been doing DIY this week. DIY, Chris, is in the house. Yes. I did DIY on Thursday, and it was the weirdest thing because everything kind of ran like clockwork. It was the oddest thing. Basically, I've bought some new lights. Now, you may remember the lights that go round my... fairy lights that go around my fence out in the back garden. One section had stopped working. Not a whole section, that's incorrect. Part of a section had stopped working, and I had a good look at it. I couldn't see any break in the wire or anything, so why they stopped working, I don't know. Anyway, so I've left them for a while, and then Sunday I decided to cut the hedge a little bit at the other end, around the satellite dish. Because in front of the satellite dish, which is quite low down, it's actually on the fence, it's not on the roof. And the reason for that is, if I put it on there are trees in the way, unfortunately, on that side. So it's at the fence where it gets a clear view of the sky. And I cut the hedge around the satellite dish. Unfortunately, I then cut through the cable again of the fairy lights. Twice. In two different places. Oh, God. And it's hopeless, isn't it? But the hedge looks nice. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. So I decided, okay, let's get some new lights. So I ordered some lights. Now, the lights that were there were in sections. I remember last year, actually, just before Christmas, I bought these lights from the garden centre when I was with my nephew and his wife and their beautiful family there. So I bought these sections. I think about 4 sections altogether. I don't know, so many lights on each section. But my mate says, well, you can get 1,000 lights in one long length from eBay for £23. So that's what I did. I ordered those, right? Not only that, I thought I'd quite like a coloured light tree. You know those light up trees you can get? Not Christmas trees. They're like, I suppose they're like almost like twigs like that, and they've got little lights all over them. I ordered one of those. Now I had one out there, but it failed, and it's been out there a few years, to be honest. It was a white one, but I wanted a multicoloured one because I'm a BBC person and we are diverse, so we must have all the colours of the rainbow, no matter what ratio they are. Okay, so I've ordered a non-racist, what would you call it? A non-racist light up tree of all different colours. That'll please everyone, you see. So I ordered that. Done. So I finished cutting the edge. That's it. Ordered these things, right. And the tree came very quickly on Wednesday. I thought, oh, good. The tree's arrived here then. What I need now is some extra wire. And I said to my mate, the only thing is that the tree that's out there at the moment, there's actually a tree and another tree with some fairy lights attached to it, but they're white ones. I'm at this moment waiting for someone from the left wing to attach themselves to the tree and start shouting and screaming for me to take down the white lights, because they get very upset. If the McDonald's jerk chicken upsets them, the white lights on my Christmas tree, they're going to go absolutely mad, aren't they? They're going to go mad. So these things arrived. And I said to my mate, the wire that attached these lights and the old tree was literally strewn across the ground. Now, before you say that sounds really dangerous, no one can walk past my house. There's my house, the end of the path, and then sort of common area, which is all bushes and trees, except for the bit that I've cleared because I've put a few plants out there. Right. So the wire is just left across the ground. And over a period of a couple of months only, leaves fall on it anyway, so it's covered. So I thought it was pretty safe. But I wanted to do something a bit better than that. And I said, I think I need to put it in something. And he said, why don't you put it in a hose? And I thought, what a fantastic idea. How simple is that? Right? So I went in my shed This is before the stuff arrived. The tree has already arrived now. The tree arrived within 2 days, right? I went in my shed and I got this old piece of hose, so long. And I thought, well, if I'm going to put wire through that, I'm going to have to, if it's like wire from fairy lights, that's a little bit too flexible. You're not going to be able to push that down. So I went in my shed and I found this thick electrical wire, the sort of stuff that you put in a wall. It's quite stiff. So I've got my hose so long and I'm pushing this wire down, and it's going in. It went in so easy, and then it got so far, and then it couldn't move it. Couldn't move the damn thing. So I'm looking along the hose, and there's a bit, of course, where it's cold and it's been like folded, it's compressed like that. Instead of being like that, it's like that. So I'm trying to uncompress it, but it was cold outside and it wouldn't uncompress. So I got myself a bucket of warm water, hot warm water, and I put it outside, put the hose in it for 10 minutes, and after that it was very flexible. So I managed to open it up a bit, and the wire went in a little bit further, and then stopped, and I thought, I don't know if that's gone far enough now. So I literally picked up the hose and bent it, and you could feel the wire inside it up to that point. I thought, that'd do us, right? And I left it in the garden. On Thursday, I thought, well, I'll do these things now. I'll get ready for when the other wire arrives, because I wanted to put a new wire inside the hose to attach to one at one end and one at to the tree at one end, and the plug socket at the other. So I've gone out the back there. I've now removed the old tree, which was easy enough, and put that in the bin. I presume it's all right to put that in the normal bin. That's not a recycle thing, is it? Electric tree. Oh, would soon tell me. If I put out the bin on blooming Monday morning, and if there's anything incorrect in there, there'd be a note on there. Can't empty your bin today because there was one tin can in there. People get that round it. I've never had it myself, but there's always a possibility. So I've taken that tree down, and I thought, well, I'll that's all I can do, really. And at that point, a delivery person arrived with a little box. Literally, as I put the bit, and it's like, hello, mate. Oh, hello. I've got a box for you. Okay, put it down there. I thought, I wonder what that is. So I went in and opened the box. Good God, it's the wire. It's the wire I've ordered. Okay, and also these little twisty things. Now, I meant to bring one up to show you. These are they're almost like bottle caps, but very thin. And you're supposed to put two wires in and twist it, and then they're connected, instead of using tape. Now, usually I twist the wires together and put a bit of tape round. Oh, don't start going on about electrical connections. It works perfectly well, dear. Bit of tape and two twisted wires together. So this around, I thought, oh, fab. I'll be able to put this tree in there. Fantastic. Okay? So I pulled out enough of this new wire for 3 lines to go through the tube. So I kind of pulled it out like that. And the reason I put in 3 lines was because I'm going to use 2, and I thought I'd have a spare one in case I ever want to put anything in the future, because I won't be able to do that once the wire and it's down on the ground, you see. So I put 3 lines in coming from this. I attached them to my thick electrical stiff wire with a bit of tape, quite a long area so it don't come out. And then I went down the other end and started pulling the thick wire through, and sure enough, fantastic. Fantastic. All 3 lines came through, and now I've got lines at either end. Fantastic. Fantastic. Easy. So I then took the hose pipe out the front, and I just simply laid it on the floor. You could dig it in a little bit, I suppose. I simply laid it on the floor, okay, from the shed to the tree with wires. Then I got the new tree, and I put that up, and I put it up by attaching it to two plasticky plant sticks, which were, I don't know, about 6 foot in length, 5-6 foot in length, which went halfway into the ground. And I literally put one each side, and I strapped it with those cable tie things. That seemed to work all right. Then I connected the wires and happy days, and on came the light. All works. I had to find out which pair of wires was attached to which, but I've got a meter, so I just shorted out one end and I looked at the meter. That's the one. When the meter went over, they're the two there. Attached those, and that's all right. It's low voltage, so there's no chance of anyone getting electrocuted. It's something like 20 volts, 12 volts, 24 volts, something like that. It's got a transformer at this end, you see. So that worked very well, so I'm very pleased with that, right? Then, get this, I'm tidying up, putting my stuff away, and who turns up? The post lady. Lovely lady, blonde hair lady. She don't usually have much to say, but she's all right. So she turns up with another box. Should I just leave this here? Now, I'm expecting a box from the delightful Denise, so I thought it might be that. So I thought, and that's apparently a Christmas gift that Denise has sent me. And I'm not sure whether or not I should look in this box. But I remember Denise telling me she sent her second class. This was first class, thought it can't be from Denise. So I opened the box. Guess what's in there? The fairy lights. I mean, it couldn't have been timed better. So I thought, wow, now the fairy lights are here. Oh, well, I'll be able to do those. So I had my dinner, and then I did the fairy lights, went right round the fence, and 1,000 was just the perfect amount. There were a few left over, so I kind of doubled back and I went right round the fence with my special gun stapler. It's not a normal gun stapler. Don't use a normal gun stapler for putting wires up, because the things like that, and you'll short out the wires, dear. You've got to have the one with a little cable clamp like that, so that when you... there's a little gap for the wire to go, you see. If you do it like with that one, you can... well, if it doesn't happen straight away, over time, that bit of metal will work through the insulation on its own, and you'll short it out. It'll either just go off or go bang, and you have no electronicity in your houses. Terrible. So that's it. All worked out very well. Thank you very much. Pretty lights everywhere, sparkling away for the people of Bracknell in Royal Berkshire. Very happy. George is getting his laptop back today. Right, okay. Why is that relevant? Why have you told us that, George? Do tell us. If you're going to send a message like that, you must tell me the relevance of that message, dear. I've got a new laptop coming back because... Are you going to do something with it? Do let us know. Don't forget there's an email address, gang. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk is my email address. All right? We've got some stories and bits and pieces to do for you today. Now, did you ever manage to scam money out of your parents? Did you? Mum, I'll do this if you hand over the cash. Who used to get money? Anyone scam money out of their parents? Huh? In the Daily Mirror this morning, a mum came to the agreement with her 13-year-old daughter to pay her to carry out chores around the house. I think, did we do that? No, I don't think we asked mum for money to do chores. I don't think I really did many chores around the house, actually. I don't think I did. We just didn't do it. Mum did it all. Hoovering, washing up. She did it all. She just sit there and watch the telly. Anyway, so she came to an agreement with her 13-year-old daughter. Now, this is the sort of thing I reckon Evie would do. Evie would be charging my nephew's wife to do chores. How much for that? A mum came to the agreement with her 13-year-old daughter to pay her to carry out chores around the house, but she later discovered the arrangement wasn't quite what it seemed. Helping out around the house to earn pocket money is one of the first big lessons our parents teach us on our journey to adulthood. Something that I'd never got to. Earning an income rather than just being handed out money teaches people the value of money and the tough realisation that nothing in life comes for free. Now, I'm all for that. It's all very well going into a toy shop and saying, "Oh, do you want this? Do you want?" You haven't taught them the value of that. You know, I'm not the right person to comment on this because I don't like have children around me that I've brought up or anything like that. I just feel that children should be taught the value of money. So when you take them into a toy shop and they see something, no, you've got to save up for that. the first thing I ever bought, and I'm proud, I was very proud to save up and buy a chocolate machine, which was a little orange thing. And it had a little slot in there for 2p pieces, and you put 2p in, and a little chocolate would come out. You'd fill it yourself with your own chocolates. You know the little dairy milk, the square ones, individual dairy milk squares. You used to fill it up with those. I think they were called Cadbury's Dairy Milk Miniatures. Come in a little box, and you put these in the machine, put the door on, and you put 2p in, and one would come out. That was the first thing I ever bought. I think it cost me £1. And I'd saved it with national insurance, national saving stamps. National saving stamps. Used to get them from the post office, 10p each, put them in a little book until you'd saved up £1. Once you'd saved up £1, you could cash them in. It was to teach children how to save up money. These 10p's came from my father. He used to give me 10p a week pocket money. That was considered about right back in those times. Didn't earn it or do anything for it. He used to just give us £10. Dad, can I have my pocket money, please? I think people should save up. You're going into a shop, Mum, can I have that? Oh, yes, okay. They haven't been taught the value for that. But like I say, perhaps I'm not one to comment because I haven't got children around me that I've brought up. One mum discovered her own daughter has been playing her for a fool, and others joked the little entrepreneur was already on her way to making millions. Millions, dear, millions. She explained she's got two daughters, 13 and 11. Now that Anna is a teenager, she came to the agreement with her mum to be paid for chores so she would have her own expendable income. She's working for her money. Good. However, she later found out that Anna had been subcontracting the work to her younger sister, paying Sue £7 to complete the job and keeping £7 for herself as a fee for brokering the deal. I love it. The mum was left torn over how to handle the situation, and she wrote, "Now, I haven't mentioned this to Anna, but I'm uncertain how to approach it." So she's paying her, how much was it again? She's paying Sue £7. She was getting £14 to do the. I don't know how they arrived at 14. I mean, sort of 10, 15 or 20, wouldn't it? Anyway, she's paid this girl £14 to do this job, but the girl then paid her younger sister £7 to do the job, so she kept £7 profit. Well, that sounds fair enough to me, doesn't it? You could look at it another way. She's employed another member of staff. So now there's two people being paid. You could look at it like that, couldn't you? Huh? She says, I haven't mentioned it to Anna, but I'm uncertain how to approach it. On one hand, the work got done and Anna paid her sister what was promised. Have you ever scammed your parents out of money? Go on, tell me how you did it. Tell me how you do it. Text in 07551 259 675 or send an email to that email address there, okay? She simply told me that she'd made sure the yard work was done and she did get it done. In a way, it was like she subcontracted the work to her sister or delegated responsibly. Part of me is kind of proud of how she handled it, but another part of me is wondering if she exploited her sister despite the fact she paid her and Sue was all right with doing it. That's the younger sister, Sue, you see. What do you reckon on that one then? Good or bad? She posted this on a website called Reddit, where people talk to each other, a little bit like Facebook, but I didn't think there's any pictures. I've been on there a couple of times, Reddit. It's a bit complex. Couldn't work out what was going on. After asking for advice, one joked, good thing you didn't have a third, even younger child. Well, 3 of them would have been paid. She got £14. She would have paid the other one 7, who would have paid the other one 2 or 3 quid. It's slave labour, dear. Slave labour. After asking for advice, a second person said, in all seriousness, start educating her about entrepreneurship, business and management. She's got a knack for it. Others came forward with more serious suggestions. Tell Anna that you intend to save yourself £14 from now on, cut out the middleman and start dealing directly with Sue. Well, that's what councils did over the years, didn't they? To bin men and people like that. Once Anna realises she's getting nothing, she might start doing it herself. Scamming parents out of money. I don't think I used to scam my parents out of money. I'm sure. Oh no, I mean, I asked for money occasionally and they handed it over. But if you want to earn some money yourself, how do you fancy being paid to watch Christmas films? Is that appealing for you? Would you like to be paid to watch Christmas films? Again, in the Daily Mirror today, if you plan on spending December wrapped up in a warm blanket on the sofa, binge watching Christmas films. We like Christmas films. I watched ones this week. Christmas Chronicles Part 1. There's 2 of them, apparently. I watched that this week. Delightful film. We like a feel-good Christmas film, don't we? One of those sort of when the father leaves, has an affair, and then comes back and everything's happy. A dream job is looking for applicants to watch 25 festive films of your choosing in 25 days to provide a professional judgment on the greatest Christmas movie of all time. You will be paid to watch 25 films, £1,870. That doing it for you? You've got to be serious about it. Don't be sitting there with your girlfriend or boyfriend, you're tonguing each other's mouths when you're supposed to be working, because you won't be able to give a professional comment on it, will you? That's what they're asking for. It says, as well as bagging in the Daily Mirror, as well as bagging £1,870 in cash, you'll get a 1-year subscription to 7 streaming services, including Netflix, Disney Plus and Amazon Prime. That's not bad, is it, eh? To take on the role with reviews.org, titled Chief Holiday Cheermeister, you'll simply need a device compatible for streaming and be willing to complete the difficult task of picking the 25 films that you want to watch. After each film, you'll be required to fill out a short survey, scoring each movie on holiday cheer and Christmas nostalgia to find the winner. The movies you watch are entirely your choice, as long as they are Christmas themed, and you might even be allowed to put Die Hard on the list if you can put forward a convincing enough argument. I mean, you could have Frosty the Snowman. Here's some of the selection here. Frosty the Snowman, the Santa Claus, that's a good one. Elf. I think it's Rachel likes Elf. A Christmas Story, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Rise of... Polar Express is on there. That's my favourite. Miracle on 34th Street. It's great, isn't it, eh? Oh, bad news, British people. Unfortunately for British people, it's only open to those who work in the US aged over 18. But that's okay. We have millions of American people watching this programme. This is the most watched programme in America. You don't worry about the numbers, darling. They don't mean anything, my loves. So if you're in America, you want to earn, I don't know, what is it? Probably $2,000, $2,500 to watch those films. Get in touch. Get in touch with, where is it again? Reviewers.org or reviews. REVIEWS. Reviews.org. Look for the role titled Chief Holiday Cheermeister. I like the sound of that very much. I could do something like that. Now, we've got a couple of photos that have been sent. Let me just check that. There we go. A couple of photos that people have sent in with messages as well to go with them. So let me find those messages, my loves. There's Rowan Riley has sent in a couple of bits. Where is he now? Come on, Rowan, where are you, my love? Where's your little message gone? There it is. Nope. Here we are. Okay, so Rowan Riley sends in an email this week. Thanks so much, Rowan. Sent this on Thursday. He says, hi there. Hope you're having a great week. Are you still in lockdown? Yes, we are. I'm in Berkshire at the moment, so I'm in Tier 2. We come out of lockdown next week, but I won't be doing anything different to what I'm doing now, to be honest. I've been very careful and I intend to carry on being as I am for now until we can get our injections. News of injections coming up, boys and girls. Rowan says, the radio show you're doing is amazing. I listen to it in the morning and the music gets me going. I've attached a few photographs of our backyard. He says it's going into winter now, so I haven't put any flowers out yet. Oh, I can't remember where you are now, Rowan. Are you in the States? You're in the States, aren't you, I think? He says, I haven't put any flowers out yet, and we just ordered patio furniture. I'm loving listening to the waterfall. So let me bring up these pictures for you here that Rowan sent in. They're quite nice. This is what it does. Look, that's a waterfall. Isn't that beautiful? The picture doesn't fit. He's sent in. I don't know why it's like that. Actually, it does look like he's sent in normal pictures, but for some reason it's gone like that. There's 3 pictures he's sent in altogether. There you go. That's a planter. It's fantastic. He's built all this himself. He says, I love listening to the waterfall, which you saw at the top there. There it is. We built this house and then COVID hit. So our backyard project was put on hold for a while. But we are done and just waiting on the house behind us and the next door one to be finished. The big planter beds is where I'll be growing vegetables and herbs. So these are the things there. When you do, you can see the people grow vegetables and things like that. And to be honest, it's if you're doing like carrots and stuff like that and things like that, there's a bit of a closer view there. Isn't that a lovely garden? What a lovely garden that is. He hasn't got any plants in yet, as he says, because it's coming up to winter. So I very much look forward next summer, I suppose, Rowan, to seeing you once you've put your plants in there and they all start growing. You know, get yourself... I wouldn't bother with border plants. I don't really bother with border plants myself much. Because they die. You know, they're up for a few months and then they die again. Get yourself some sort of, all-round years shrubs. Perhaps some evergreens as well. But see, when you're doing like carrots and things like that, it's a hell of a lot easier than kind of bending over all the time and having to dig things and pull them out. That's the whole idea of having planters. Plus, of course, you've got all that lovely earth in there. So thanks very much for sending those in, Rowan. That's very kind. I didn't receive a video for some reason from you, my darling. Okay. All right. Let's have a look there. That's Tony King says, I didn't put my name on the message about DIY success. Oh, there we are. There we go. Tony King says, congratulations on your DIY success. The lights are back and all is well in your world. Oh, it's lifted my spirits seeing little twinkling lights. That I've put. If you just joined the show, you wouldn't have heard that bit. But I've put new fairy lights right the way around my my fence out the back. And there's actually a lot more. They're actually better than the ones I bought before. There's a lot more lights per foot, if you see what I mean. So if you've got a section like that, the old one would have had 6 lights. This one has got 10. And it's wonderful. I'll do a little video of it for the next show next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, okay? All right. Hello to Danny Woodhouse. Good morning, Danny, who says, after many years of neglect, I'm going to regress back to my childhood with the model railway trains. He's getting himself a Coca-Cola Christmas train set. Good on ya. Absolutely. He's buying himself an electric train set. I bet they're a little bit different now to what they used to be. I believe you can get digital train sets. I'm not quite sure what that means. I think it's something to do with the controlling side of it. But yes, I'm actually subscribed to the Hornby site, Danny, which I haven't mentioned before. But I get all the emails through. You generally get one email every couple of days from Hornby, advertising what they've got next. But they have a Coca-Cola one. And he's ordered himself that one. How much is that one? I would imagine about 150 quid, something like that. It's not electric trains are not a cheap hobby, really. It is quite thing. $79.99. Is that the one there? Oh, that's not bad. Now, what do you get for that? Oh, how lovely. Are you going to have that going around on your thing? In actual fact, I have got sorry, let me just. I lost my things. Where's that gone now? I think I've closed the blooming emails down. Oh, there they are. I got down from the loft. Remember, I told you months ago I was going to do this. My Intercity 125 down from the loft, which is downstairs at the moment. Now, I did put it together in sort of. I didn't do it properly, and but the train kept stopping. Admittedly, it's not been out of the box for 10 years. So I don't know. Maybe there's something in there. I've got oil or something like that. I don't know. But I did get my Intercity 125 train set down from the loft, which I'll have going around on the carpet at some point. We like these things, don't we? Thanks very much. Oh, there's another. Actually, there's a Hornby email here. What's the Hornby email today say? Oh, it's a gift guide. I mean, I don't think. Sadly, I just don't think young people want these things now, do they? Electric train sets. It's a shame, really. Putting these things together, and you have to be very careful with them. They're no good for younger children, really, because they bend the metal tracks, you see, when they're putting them together. You've got to be, I would say, I don't know, 14, 15, and be shown by your mum or dad how to put them together, because the little things that connect the tracks, fish plates they're called, you don't want them bending, because then you lose the electrical flow going around them. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you're doing that, Danny. And when you've put it together, do send in a picture or possibly a video of it when you've stuck them all together. There's nothing wrong with regressing back to your childhood, I reckon. You get yourself one of those lovely Coca-Cola train sets. You can get a train set as he's got for like 80 quid, or you can spend hundreds on them. I think they're wonderful gifts. I shall have mine going at some point. So that's the photos now. I've got photos from someone else to show you today. Paul Coupland. There we go. Paul. Right, where's him? Now, I only discovered this email I found in my spam folder for some reason. So, and I only discovered it last night when I was just doing a little bit of a clear up on computers. Let me see if I can find this for you. Paul and Serena. There we go. Paul Coupland. Here we go. And he says, here's his picture. There we are. There we go. Paul Coupland writes, this is what I did in the old days. I was a DJ for many years. I love the old music, and I have my own DJ business in old crazy disco. Was good, but I gave it up, so I became a carer for my wife now for 10 years, and there we are. It's great, isn't it? He was on Hope FM, which was a Bournemouth-based Christian radio station. Is that, I don't know what date that is on there. Is that now? That looks like a kind of old photo. I don't think that's happening now, is it? Oh, there was an RSL. An RSL, just so you know, is a restricted service FM radio license. So if you get a group of people together, you want to go on FM radio temporarily, you can do that. You have to clear certain barriers in your way, and it's quite an expensive thing to do, but groups of people have done that. I've been on a couple myself in London. Freedom FM, I was on there twice, doing, funnily enough, the mid-morning show. I quite like being on the radio mid-morning, sort of about 10 o'clock. You know, that's the sort of time I like being on there. All right, so thanks very much for that, Paul. You want to send any pictures in for next week's show? Feel free. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, did anyone buy anything on Black Friday? Did you bother with anything like that? I mean, I bought a couple of Christmas gifts. Funnily enough, I got a couple of lists through which I asked for from my nephew's wife and also my niece for presents to buy. So they're all, I've got half of my presents already for children, and the other half are on their way through. I had so much here written down today, and we're kind of a little bit late now, isn't it, really? What else were we going to do? Oh, Steps. There's an article, those of you that like Steps, in The Sun on possibly yesterday's. It's online. Perhaps if you type in The Sun Steps, you might come back, or you might be able to find it out. But Steps back in time. Steps stars highs and lows from romping backstage. Romping, dear. In Top of the Pops. Not in the Isle of Wight. You know, I wouldn't have any of that on the Isle of Wight, my love. We don't have any of that business going on the Isle of Wight. Romping backstage in Tier 1. Tier 1 on the Isle of Wight. Romping backstage at Top of the Pops to out-of-control boozing and marriage woes. That's Steps, you see. You know, when you see these people on the telly, pop groups, stars, it's not always what you see, what's going on behind the closed doors, you see. Some of these people are desperately unhappy. You know, they really are. They got marriages breaking up. Half of them are Look at Mike Yarwood. What a great entertainer. Unfortunately, he hit the bottle a bit, didn't he? And he didn't sort of bring his act kind of up to date. I thought he was great, Mike Yarwood. I'm sure he could come back if he tried. But they're all the same, these artists. You know, when you're seeing them on the television, then that is the image they want you to see. Forget the Spice Girls, it says. Back in the 90s, we were nothing short of obsessed with Steps. Who can do the dance? Tragedy. Tragedy. Going away. Ba 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 ba. Those of you that are subscribed to the Butler's Empire channel and Retro Restore, as is my brother-in-law, as performed, as hosted by my brother-in-law, and sometimes my sister as well, will have seen him recently do a little dance, which he was completely unaware was one of the gayest dances ever. It was the actions to the Step song, Deeper Shade of Blue. I'm a deeper shade of blue. Gayest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. There was my brother-in-law doing it. It's always the quiet ones there. Always the quiet ones. Anyway, it says 23 years since the band first formed, they've now unveiled a new album. 6th album, The Future Holds Today. They're all a bit older, but oddly enough, not fat. They haven't put on any weight. They look the same shape as they did then. Good luck to them. The band are back together and better than ever. The stars have spoken out about how both their enormous success and grueling schedule took their toll on their working relationship. And it's got various stories here. Claire Richards' life in countless ways. Not only did it turn the then 21-year-old into a star, it was she met her first husband when she was in Steps, Mark, but she cheated on him. With her second husband, Reese, who worked as the band's manager. There you go. So she did a bit of cheating going on there. H, he was the gay one. Oh, wow. What a surprise. H, I'm coming out as being gay. No. Really? Wow. You hid that well. I might come out one day. I haven't decided yet. I don't know if I want to really, you know. I don't want to start getting nasty messages from the church. God accepts everyone. Don't come to me with that one, dear. Heidi's just texted in. She says, I can do the dance to Tragedy and Deeper Shade of Blue. I bet you can, my love. Oh, Rachel was sitting watching Elf last night. Smuggled up on the settee in between my two girls. Oh, that's nice, Rach. That's nice. George Bond texts in. He can now do his live streams again, now that his laptop is back. Millions of viewers are waiting all over the world to see George Bond's new streams when they come live. Watch this space for information on that, boys and girls. H, who was in the band, says, once in Australia, I didn't stop crying. It was like for days. I was having a breakdown. And I know that one. I've had that before. We were a machine. We were told to go, what to do, what to eat. We never had it under control. From that point, we said, no, hang on, we're human, not robots. One time at Top of the Pops, I was having another mini breakdown. Robbie Williams said, I know that face. It's time to leave. I remember it as plain as day. Not long ago after that, I left. You have to. You have to. When it's becoming too much, you have to walk away from these things. Otherwise, you're dead. Really, I think. And once you've seen, you've sort of kind of had a little bit of a breakdown, you can see it coming. And you have to take action. And you can try and put it off. You put it off and put it off. But if you see there's no way around that, and one little thing happens and it takes you over the edge, then you have to stop. You have to stop. Bang! Not slow down. Stop. Otherwise, you destroy yourself. And then over a period of time, you work out in your head what was going wrong, and you try and fix it. Try and fix it. That's what happened to H there. Anyway, he left, but he's back with them now. He's back with them now. And, of course, he will have learnt from that experience now, you see. He will probably be able to see it coming along if something's coming, and then he'd take a step back. That's what you have to do. Faye. Faye slipped into severe depression after the band's break and has bravely spoken out about her struggle with alcohol. Well, what happens when you leave something is that when you were standing on the stage and everyone was taking a bit of notice, suddenly there's no one there. That gives you depression as well. You know? That obviously happened for her. During the band's 15-year-old break, Faye, who's 45 years old now, slipped into severe depression and has bravely spoken out about her struggle with alcohol. She obviously hit the bottle. Poor girl. Poor girl. It's a terrible thing, that depression. It seems to be on anyone who does anything sort of show-wise, whether it's I don't know, whether it's, I don't know, hosting a dominoes game or being on peak time television on Saturday night on BBC One. The whole depression thing seems to affect people in, would you say showbiz? Would you say that, I suppose? Right, you know, whether you're standing DJing in a pub or on the telly on Saturday night on BBC One, it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing. And I think the depression hits people in that sort of job more than anyone else. I don't know why that is. Claire, Lisa Scott Lee, also met the lover of her life doing Step Success. The others got a little bit narky with her because they reckon she got the best lines in the songs. Well, I don't know about that really. And then Lee, he's the one with the black curly hair. He was often overshadowed, it says in The Sun, when it came back to singing back in Steps' heyday. He wanted to be a footballer before Steps and retrained as a personal trainer. So he carried on working but doing something else. Sometimes you do have to look around and do something else, you know. If what you're doing, if you're really fed up with what you're doing, look around for something else. But you must keep working. You must keep doing something. Otherwise, that's a quick journey straight to the coffin, I think. 07551 259 675 is our texting number. If you like stars, I like stars. I like looking up at the stars. At the moment, you'll see Mars. It's quite close to the moon. It's very, very bright. It's kind of to the right of it at the moment at night time. See if you can find it tonight. But in the daily sun, Jupiter and Saturn are going to come so close together next month, or they're going to form a rare double planet phenomenon. It's like this show, a phenomenal show. The last time humans could observe this event was back in the Middle Ages on March the 4th, 1226. Were you here then? Well, it looks like some of you were. It's a double planet, so they're going to come so close together, you see. Perhaps it's the star returning. Star of wonder, star of night. Yes, dear. Is baby Jesus coming back? We must all be prepared. That's what Canon Simon says. because you don't know. The two planets did also come together close in the late 1600s, but it wasn't said to be visible from Earth. The celestial event is called the Great Conjunction. And it's going to take place on December the 21st next month. Let's make a note of that. The Great Conjunction. Oh, look! Now, for some reason, I've also got on Monday the 21st, End of the World. The Great Conjunction. There we are. Stars. The Great Conjunction. I hope it's not cloudy that night. That'd be disappointing, wouldn't it? December the 21st. You've got plenty of time to mark it on your calendar and wish for clear skies. They will become just 0.06 degrees away from each other. So it'll look, I would imagine, like, oh, here we go. So the naked eye, this will just look like one big bright star. Fantastic. It should be visible from all over the world. It says you'll need to look low down in the western sky an hour after sunset and below Capricornus constellation. Now, which one is Capricornus? I don't recognise that really. The only ones I recognise really is the plough and the other one that goes like that, then like that, and there's 3 dots, and then like that. They're the only two I really recognise out there. Ah, here we are. Here we are. According to the Daily Express, Doomsday Predictor, Pastor Paul Begley said it will be the closest Jupiter and Saturn have been since 1623, and it won't even come that close again for another 500 years. So this is rare, and it's going to be on the winter solstice. It's going to be on the December the 21st, 2020. The Mayans are reorganising and saying this could certainly be the end of the world as we know it. Now, don't I remember, so we'll leave that story there. Don't I remember doing a story a little while ago, months ago, that said about this coronavirus that 3 days before Christmas, 2 or 3 days before Christmas, something wonderful is going to happen, and it'll be the best Christmas we've had. Don't I remember doing a story like that some months ago that we read out from the newspaper? I'm sure there was there, you know. I'm sure there was. Rachel just texted in there, said you need to follow Will Photography on Facebook. He's amazing with his stargazing and pictures. He captures the moon through his telescope. Wow. With attached phone. Oh yes, you can do that, can't you, with a phone? I must say, even when I just look through the binoculars, when you look at the moon, it's amazing what you can see, all the little shapes on there and all that. And again, when you've got a dark sky and you can only see a couple of stars in the sky, you put your binoculars up there and all these stars appear that you just can't see with your naked eye. It's amazing, really. Now, good news for fat people. I think we'll be all right. I don't know if I'm fat enough for this, to be honest. But again, in the sun, fat British people will get vaccinated against COVID before millions of people in their 60s, new guidelines have revealed. Start eating more crisps now. Oh, don't, dear. I don't eat many crisps. I really don't. But what's that? Have you seen that other TikTok thing, Rachel? These boys, usually with no tops on, and it goes, duh, duh, and they go like that, and then they go like that, then they go like that, and then they go like that, and that's it. Duh, 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 duh. Have you seen that one? What's that about? I've been doing a couple of little TikTok videos. Anyway, so if you're fat, fantastic. If you're not, eat more crisps now. What was going to tell you? Went down to Marks and Spencer's the other day on a quiet period. I bought 3 bags of those honey roast crisps. Ate all 3 in a week. Terrible. They're big bags of crisps. But I had them as a meal. So instead of having a meal, I had the crisps. But that's a little bit better, isn't it? Does that work? You know, if you have the crisps as a meal instead of a snack, that might work for me. There's about 500 calories in one of those great big bags, isn't there? Oh, they're so nice. Honey roast crisps from Marks and Spencer. I'm going to give out some raffle tickets in a minute, so don't go too far. Fat British people will get vaccinated before the over 60s. Unlucky old people. Mind you, two and a bit years, I'll be 60. Can you believe that? I can't. I always thought your mind was supposed to mature with age. I don't know what happened. Official advice states at-risk adults should be prioritised for the jab ahead of those over 65. Now, that may well be me then. I might fall into that, not because of my fatness, but because of my little blood problem. The group includes younger Brits who are morbidly obese. Well, that's me. Christ, I can barely get to the desk. Struggling here, dear. Morbidly obese and type 1... No, it'd be Piers Morgan, wouldn't it? He's morbidly obese. Morbidly obese and type 1 diabetics, as well as type 2 diabetics, the majority of whom are overweight. Tubby adults are twice as likely to be killed by coronavirus. Very dangerous. It comes just days after the Sun revealed NHS workers would be the first in line. Of course, makes sense, doesn't it? To be immunised as part of the biggest vaccination campaign in history. Did they do the same sort of thing with smallpox and stuff like that? Was that like a mass thing? I don't know. Overall priority was expected to be given to elderly care home residents who are at greater risk of dying from COVID, but health bosses will now opt to initially jab NHS staff due to logistical problems. Oh, Rachel's just sent a £5 super chat. Thank you, Rachel, for making an old man very happy. An old man is very, very happy. I tell you what, let's do a super chat raffle for the end of December. How's that sound? Super chat raffle for the end of December. That's what we'll do. Just a reminder, gang, I'm not in the chat box at all anymore, okay? The reason I know you sent a super chat is because someone has told me. All right? Someone tells me if you're going to send a super chat. So thank you very much, Rachel. And I'll tell you what, yes, we'll do a super chat. I'll tell you what I did get. I got another clock. I got another United Kingdom Talk clock. Okay? So we'll put that in the super chat raffle on Boxing Day. That's a dodgy day to do a show, isn't it? Boxing Day. It is a Saturday, though. No, we'll do it. Boxing Day, Saturday the 26th. Super chat raffle. Oh, a good idea. If you're going to send me super chats, I must give you something back. You know what I'm like, dear. So hang on a minute. Thank you, Rachel. Let's give you some tickets. £1 super chat. Thank you very much. We'll get you a free raffle ticket. All right? For the super chat raffle, which will be a clock. Now, where are they? Where is it, rather? And where's my super chat jar? Oh, is that it there? Just a minute now, dear. I'm going to put it in here for now. Where's my super chat raffle jar? We did have a little bit of a move around. Oh. Just a second. Just a second. I've got all sorts of Christmas presents down here on the floor. I can't show you in case the kids are watching. One minute. I'm sure it's here somewhere. Is it down? Is it at the caravan? Did I leave it at the caravan? I might have left that at the caravan, you know. It's not here. I bet I've left it at the caravan. That's all right. We'll put them in here, in my casserole dish. Let me write your thing out there. There you go. 5, yeah, for your Rachel. Okay, darling. Thank you very much. I think you've already got a clock, but there you go. I'll put those in there for you, Rachel, all right? Do you want me to go down and get a clock to show you? You know what the clock looks like, don't you? Michael says, morning, Chris. Morning, Michael. Yes, we're here every Saturday, 10 o'clock Saturday mornings. We're here, Michael. All right? Just 10 o'clock on Saturday mornings. Heidi says she suffers from depression after death of her ex-boyfriend back in February. I had to go to Cardiff and sort out all the funeral arrangements, even picked up out the coffin. I met him when I was 17. Goss, and she's in her 50s now. When I was told the news, I felt numb and cried for 2 whole days and nights. I still cry now from time to time. Oh, you will do, Heidi, I'm afraid. Yeah. It's just a horrible thing, that depression thing. Anyway, back to this. Do you want to... shall I get the clock? Let me go and get that clock downstairs and you'll see what the Super Chat prize is for the end of December. So we'll do that raffle on Saturday the 26th of December, all right? Do you know, I could do with having a wee as well. Do you mind if I go for a wee? Can I play a bit of music while I go for a wee? What shall we have? Let's have Lighter Days. Back in a moment, thank you. I do like my little bits of music. Yeah, that's what Rachel might win there. I've just realised there is actually a way of me seeing if anyone sends a super chat, I think, without actually going into the... There it is there. Right, okay, I can see how that works now. Right. We'll put that there. Put that like that there. Yeah, that works. Okay, I can see super chats then. Okay, I can. Good. That's right. Anyway, there you go, Rachel. You know what the prize is. That's the Super Chat prize. Anyone who's sending a Super Chat, okay, I'll give you a free raffle ticket, and that'll be the prize. We'll put that there. It actually says that's the UK lockdown edition clock as well. Yeah. Yes. Good. What else have we got here? Any more text coming through? 1 second. Oh, I wanted to complete the whole thing. Glowing in the dark. The Daily Mail. Glowing in the dark. Do you like the sound of glowing in the dark? Oh, that'd be good in a dark room, wouldn't it? You'd be able to see where other people are. How wonderful. Not always a good idea in a dark room, though, seeing what other people are like. Australian mammals and marsupials. Yeah, Michael Pullman will know all about these, including wombats glow in the dark under ultraviolet light. Who's glowing? According to a team of scientists. They say platypuses. Do you like those? They're those fish things, aren't they? Are they the flat fish things? I think they are, aren't they? Platypuses? Or have I got that completely wrong? What's a platypus? Hang on, let me have a look. Platypuses. Sound like a form of cat, don't they? 1 minute. Platypuses. There we are. Let's have a look. Are they? Oh, no, it's not. It's not. It's not one of those things. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of those flat fish. I can't remember what they're called now. They've got like little faces, haven't they? Platypuses are biofluorescent. Researchers have said not only were they able to confirm the findings of an earlier study. Hang on, something's gone wrong with this thing here. 1 minute. I can't see the story. All the things keep coming across it. Adverts. So annoying. And now we've got an advert video playing. There we go. After a US study in October found that platypuses are biofluorescent, researchers from Western Australian Museum borrowed a UV light to verify the claim. Not only were they able to confirm the findings of the earlier study, but also discovered many other marsupials and mammals are also glow in the dark. Wow. I think that'd be great. Wouldn't that be a great thing, glowing in the dark? You'd never lose yourself, would you? Have you ever lost yourself? Happened to me a few Saturdays ago. It did. Colin's just sent in a super chat. Thank you, Colin. £5 super chat from Colin. It's like I'm being paid to do a show today. It's wonderful. Thank you, Colin. £5 super chat from Colin coming in there. Stingray. Thank you, Rachel. That's the thing. Stingrays. Stingrays, they're the other things. They're like flatfish with like a face. Now, when I took my nephew to Florida, that's got to be about 5 or 6 years ago now. We had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Best holiday I've ever had when I went with my younger nephew, Jimmy. He was 17 at the time. He's 22 now. And one of the places we went to was SeaWorld. Okay? And they've got this like big, like, almost like a giant children's paddling pool. Not very deep. And those stingrays were in there like that. Are they stingrays? Hang on, what did she say they were? Stingrays were in there, right? Swimming around like that. And you were able to feed them. And I think for $1 or whatever, you got this little carton of bits of something, fish or something, stank. And you put them in there, in between your fingers, like that, flat on there, in between your fingers. And these fish would come and pull them out your fingers. My nephew was absolutely terrified at doing this. Oh, it was wonderful, wonderful. 588 to 592 for you, Colin. Thanks very much for that, Colin. Colin K. Colin K. Colin K. Colin K. And Colin K. There you go. All right. There we go. Thank you, Colin. You don't need to know the numbers for this, all right, my love? Put those in there. That's for the clock. End of the month, okay? Saturday, Boxing Night, Boxing Day, we'll be doing that. Somewhere in the show, the Super Chat raffle for the clock. Okay? We'll keep the Super Chat going. Obviously, though, it'll be monthly now rather than weekly. All right? Good. What else have I got here for you today? Hang on, let me look at my list of things what I was going to talk about. I can't remember now. I should have a list in front. I should print off a list perhaps in front of me. Hamley's is something I'm going to miss this year, of course. As I said, did anyone buy anything on Black Friday? No doubt most of you will be doing your Christmas stuff, ordering online. I've done it this year. I've got a few gifts for me already for one part of the family. The other part of the family, these are the small people, they should be arriving hopefully on Monday. I've done all that last night. Managed to get a list out of my niece. But it's not the same. You know, I like to walk around. I like once a year, I go into London around Christmas. We've done it about 4 or 5 times. Last year I went on my own because me and my mate I'd had this big row, so I went on my own. How sad is this? I went on my own to afternoon tea because someone else didn't turn up for that. Oh, Christ. I'd arranged to go with someone and they didn't go to that, so I went for afternoon tea on my own, all in the same day. And then I went to Hamley's and I walked around choosing the presents and that. And there's something very special about doing that. A couple of weeks before Christmas, packed with people all over the place. A lot of people in there, but it's part of it. And you just go around in Hamleys, you buy every toy that you want in there. You don't need to go anywhere else. The atmosphere and demonstrations. And it's the same stuff every year that you see, to be fair. There's a couple of new bits here and there, but generally everything's in the same place as it was last year. And it's just wonderful being able to walk around and then coming out there with all these bags. Have something to eat. Go to John Lewis, have a look round there. Look at all their Christmas decorations and all the wonderful, beautifully lit Christmas shops in Oxford Street. I love it. This year, nope. Don't really seem possible, really. And I really miss Hamleys this year. Going around and doing that. One of those things. Heidi, the fish you're thinking of is a manta ray, not a stingray. Oh, I don't know what they are, my darling. Could be a manta ray. I don't know what they are. I'm not a fish type person. I don't like the smell. I've never really ate fish. I used to have a bit of cod, maybe. But none of that, that slimy stuff like mackerel. Oh, God. Pilchards. My mum used to eat pilchards. Horrible. Come out of a tin, these little pilchards. Oh, no. Shrimps. Oh, people sit there ripping off the legs and the heads. Oh, no, it's awful. Do you know, I think I've almost done it. Oh, girls, here we go. Now, where's that story there? Girls. Now, come on, ladies. What's going on, girls? You're all getting drunk, aren't you? Now, Shania, is she still with us, Shania? Do you get drunk, Shania? Please tell me you don't get drunk. I will be very, very disappointed in you. Very, very disappointed, Shania. Please don't tell me that you get drunk. Ever. I think your brother drinks enough for everyone, doesn't he? He's at the going out age. Is he ever sick into a bowl? Is there a bowl next to his bed in the morning? Well, in the Daily Mail it says, girls, I mean, what's going on, ladies? Girls, half of all the on-the-spot fines issued to women are for being drunk and disorderly. Come on, what's going on, girls? It's only in this country. You don't see that in Italy. When me and my mate went to Rome a few years ago, my God, the women were dressed as women. Beautiful ladies. They weren't sitting on steps in the road chucking up into the gutter. Not here. Half of all the on-spot fines issued to women are for being drunk and disorderly. I don't care what you said to me. You can just see it now, can't you? The proportion of women being handed penalty notices for being disorderly for the offence has almost doubled since 2013, from 25 to 47% in 2019. Shocking, ladies. Women overtook men for the first time, with only 41% of men receiving fines for being drunk and disorderly. Not me. Not me. Never drunk and disorderly. Statistics from the Ministry of Justice's Women and Criminal Justice System report also show the numbers of disorder penalty notices handed out by police has plummeted in the last 6 years. Look at that. So what's going on, girls? Why are you all getting drunk? Some people would say you've got to be drunk to watch this show. I don't know if that's the case or not. Right, have I done everything? Oh, one more thing. No board games this Christmas. No board games. None at all, I'm afraid. That's what they're saying. Daily Star, the government's scientific advisory panel have suggested quizzes and other contact-free games should replace any plans to dust off an old board game which everyone would be touching. Will you be doing any touching at Christmas? I can only ever dream of being touched at Christmas. No Twister. What's all that about? What a painful game that is. Whoever invented that must have been a sadomasochist. Who twisting over people and that. Bosoms being pushed up against you is a very unpleasant thing to hear. They should have had a game like Twister at Chariots when I was going there. Anyway, no board games, they're saying. Playing board games over Christmas should be scrapped, according to the latest Sage guidance. Do you remember Sage? Sage, the character in The Herbs. Do you remember The Herbs? Children's programme. Wonderful, dear. The Herbs. And the dog called Dill. My name is Dill. I'm a dog called Dill. Do you remember that? Wonderful children's programmes. What have they got now? Bananas in pyjamas? Awful. Anyway, that's what Sage have said. The government's scientific advisory panel has already warned against kids hugging or kissing grandparents. But now they must also avoid or sleeping in the same room as children from other households and playing board games. No sleepovers. We never had sleepovers. Did you ever have sleepovers? I think that's quite a sort of relatively new thing. Certainly in the 70s, I never had another child come over and sleep from what I can remember. I'll have to ask my sister about that. Did my sister ever have a friend over? She had a lovely friend called Jasmine. Jasmine Moncrief. She used to come to the church with us. Lovely girl. Detailed measures intended to prevent the spread of coronavirus have been introduced to make the government's allowance of Christmas bubbles as safe as possible. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Hubble, bubble, Doyle and trouble. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Oh no, we need echo. Hubble, bubble, Doyle and trouble. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Especially for Rachel, because she likes the occult. I said cult. C-O-L-T. Between December 23rd and 27th, up to 3 householders will be able to mix indoors with travel restrictions lifted, so people can travel around if they want to. But Sage, however, warns that letting rules slip for 1 week could result in a spike of COVID-19 infections. So he reckons things to do and not to do. Quizzes and other contact-free games should replace any plans to dust off an old board game, which everyone would be touching. I like Monopoly, don't you? I like Monopoly. Cluedo. We usually have a game of Monopoly at Christmas. Not happening this year. Regularly wipe down surfaces that guests will be touching has been previously recommended by scientists, but do not let older or vulnerable people help out with the cleaning. So keep spraying stuff all the time. I've got antiviral spray Aldi. I think it's a couple of quid. They last for quite a long time, those bowls. I don't always wipe. You know what I mean. I don't always wipe. I just spray. That's it. I just leave it. When the shopping comes in, it all gets sprayed. Oh yes, dear. Packet of frozen vegetables, hold it up, and put it down for a while. A couple of minutes, then in the freezer. I don't actually wipe it. Are you supposed to wipe it? I don't know. Children should see grandparents outdoors if possible, the guidance says, and instead of sharing bedrooms with their visiting cousins, kids ought to sleep in a room with their parents. Housing Secretary Robert Jenrick told Sky News on Friday morning that British people should open their windows during Christmas dinner. Well, I can't see that happening. Oh, it's cold, isn't it? which should help limit those at the table catching coronavirus off one another. I mean, it's a good point. It's a good point. There are lots of different options, from the whole family coming together at home to perhaps meeting up for lunch with the windows open or going out for a walk on Christmas Day. You could simply do what you normally do on your own and then just meet up for a walk. That would be quite safe, wouldn't it? I suppose. These are all good tips, good bits of advice. But weather forecasters predicting a below freezing winter for much of December. Mr. Jenrick's advice could be to make for some chili turkeys. Don't hug. No hugging, please. No hugging. Rachel says, I never get drunk. Good girl. Just have the odd drink now and then. Maybe a glass of Baileys every third day. Or just the odd can of Guinness for my iron levels. Oh, there's another one, dear. Making excuses. Making excuses to have the drink. Old Rachel there. Naughty Rachel. I've got this bottle of chocolate coconut liqueur I bought from Marks and Spencer's when I bought the crisps. £8 it was. I never buy alcohol, but I remember having this little chocolate liqueur 20 odd years ago, which was also from Marks and Spencer's. Then I was going to buy a bottle and then they stopped doing it. So I've got a bottle. It's actually up at my mate's house because that's where I went after I went shopping. And I said, we'll have that one night. Perhaps we're watching a film with his other half. We're going to watch the Christmas Chronicles 2. I don't know when we're going to see that. Right, gang. We've still got our final fridge magnet to win. Now, the raffle for that is going to be on next Saturday, actually. It is, isn't it? Next Saturday. Hang on. Let me just write that down. So if you want a raffle ticket for that, text me now. That number there in the top left-hand corner. Say ticket, please, and put your name there. And I'll give you a raffle ticket, okay? Fridge magnet raffle. So if you want a raffle ticket for the very last fridge magnet, text now. 07551 259 675, or you can email in now. You must do it now, only now while we're on air, and I will reply to you as I am now with your raffle ticket number. Make sure you write the raffle ticket number down. This is the last fridge magnet left, okay? So if you want to try and win one of those, you need a free raffle ticket. Text now and I will give you your free raffle ticket, okay? Diane Jeb, first in with the text there. 142 for you, Diane. 142 for Diane. You can also do it on email. So either text or email for your free raffle ticket now. 07551 259 675. Let me just open up that little phone so I can see your little messages coming through there when they do. Colin K, thank you. Ticket number 143 for Colin K. 143 for Colin K. Excuse me. Anyone else? Text in now, my darlings. Nice and quick. George Bond, ticket number 144. Just a reminder, gang, I no longer come into the chat box at all. All right, so if you want your raffle ticket, you need to either text it or email for it. I don't think it costs you to text. Does anyone pay separately for texts anymore, as a matter of interest? It's always in with everything else, isn't it? From what I work out. That's how I understand it. Well, I might be completely wrong with that. Okay. Rachel Wheatland, ticket number 145. Thank you, Rachel. Ticket number 145 for Rachel. We'll keep this going for a few minutes. If you want a raffle ticket, text now, gang. 07551 259 675 or email. Michael Pullman, ticket number 146. Jason Hughes, ticket number 147. Thank you. Do, 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 do. Anyone else, darlings? Anyone else for a raffle ticket? Please speak now. Either email chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk or send a text 07551 259 675. We'll just keep that going for another couple of minutes there. I do have another story here, I think, actually, that I haven't done yet. And then we'll disappear. I don't know if I should have my dinner. I feel quite peckish now. No, I'll have my walk first. I shall make sure I go for a walk before dinner. Do, 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 do. Showed you the pictures that I showed you, didn't I? Oh, I know what I was going to mention. Thank you, Shania. Ticket number 148 for Shania. Thank you, Shania. Ticket number 148 for Shania there. I was listening to LBC the other night. I actually don't listen to it that much anymore, LBC. I find it just it's a bit too it's just political all the time, you know. There's no fun on there anymore. Used to be a lot of fun. We like fun, don't we? I try and keep my radio show fun. Don't forget, gang, I hope you'll be able to join me tomorrow afternoon, 12 o'clock, reachonair.com. All right, if you've got a smart speaker, it's on there as well. Reachonair.com at 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon for an hour of music and chat. Thank you, Maureen. Ticket for Maureen, 149, Maureen. Maureen pays 15 pence per text. Do you really? Gosh, I thought everyone who texts now, I thought they it was always included in everything else. You know, like they buy a thing with like 2,000 minutes and X amount of data and all this, that and the other. I didn't know people still paid for texts. Yeah, I rarely use text at all, to be honest. I find them a bit impersonal, you know. Anyone else for a raffle ticket? Nice and quick now, my loves. Okay. Yeah, I was listening to LBC this couple of days ago, and this advert came on. Bleed for London. And do you know what it's for? It's for blood donations. I don't know who came up with that. Bleed for London, they called it. It's not awful. Sometimes these strap lines, people come up with that stuff. Oh, I don't know. Hello, Mike in Brighton. Ex-Black, I know you are. Hello, Mike, darling. Texting in there. He loves the shirt. Thank you, Mike. I've got a few shirts, Mike, but unfortunately some of them aren't fitting at the moment because I've really got fat. When the virus is over, I've decided to go back to Slimming World. That worked for me last time. There's no reason why it won't work again. I'm going to go back to Slimming World. Yeah, not until the virus is sorted, though. Really. I just have to do the best on my own. It's not really working on my own. I think you need a group to be able to do it. So I'm certainly going back to Slimming World. Thank you, Mike. Mike in Brighton. Ticket number 150, Mike. The draw for this will be next Saturday, okay? It's for the fridge magnet, the last one. Anyone else want a fridge magnet? Please speak now, babies. Buh, buh. Mike used to collect the money on the door, didn't you, Mike? Remember you were there on the first day, sitting on the stool. Sitting on a stool when you went from the front room to the back room. God, I miss those days. I often think of my time at the Black Cap. It's just wonderful. It was all right for me until about, till about 2002, and then it kind of wasn't so good for me after that. But the 90s were my time there. As you know, Mike, you were there as well. 87, was it 87 or 89 I started there? I remember the very first night. Remember it like it was yesterday. That smell. You know, the pub had a specific smell, didn't it? Lovely, friendly smell there. Anyone else for a raffle ticket next Saturday? Next Saturday is the raffle. You've now got 45 minutes to claim your ticket, and then lines will close. Boo! Boom. Like that. Lines will close. Anyone else? Speak now, nice and quickly. Thanks very much, those of you that took the time and trouble to like the show as well today. Thank you very much. Mike says, happy memories. A pint was £1.38 in those days. Yes, it was. There was a particular manager. I think you went before. Not manager, area manager. There was a particular area manager who was responsible for whacking up all the prices to West End prices. That's when it started going wrong. Yeah, it was very down to earth in the Black Cap, wasn't it? Don't you think? There was no pretentiousness or anything like that, really. It was just a nice place to be and work and all those wonderful people together. Yeah, I miss it very much. Right, okay, boys and girls, you heard it there. We've gone to PM. Lines for raffle tickets are now closed. Boo! Boom. There we are. That also means, boys and girls, very sadly, it's time for me to go. Oh, yes, it is. Time to go. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today. Back with you again for another live chat show next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on this channel. Okay, 10 o'clock is showtime on a Saturday morning for our weekly chat show. Tomorrow, I'll be at reachonair.com. That's a radio show, music and chat. The music is from all eras, from rock and roll right up to Rihanna and Justin Bieber. Okay, I play music from all times. I'm on tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock, reachonair.com. My radio times next week, we've got an early one next week. Monday morning, 8 o'clock. This is reachonair.com. Monday morning, 8... I beg your pardon. No, hang on. Yes, Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock. Wednesday night, 10 o'clock. Thursday night, 11 o'clock. And Friday morning, 10 o'clock. They're all over the place. Okay, so they're my shows next week. But the next show for me is reachonair.com tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock. Hello to Glenda in Pittsburgh, USA. Hello, Glenda. All right, we're still here Saturday morning, Glenda. See you next Saturday. Have a lovely day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you, those of you that sent in a little super chat, little tip today. And also thank you for your many likes this morning. See you soon. Bye-bye.